It's the morning. I just got an email back to one of the submissions I did yesterday for a student film. They didn't really send it out as like a personalized sort of email, but they sent it out as, we'll contact you in the next 24 hours with the time of your audition. It'll be on this day between this time and this time. But this would be the first in-person audition for a film audition that I would be doing, which is kind of exciting. Please excuse background noise too. There's a vacuum happening. I'm just gonna quickly check the sites. Usually Facebook has been like popping up stuff like every 10 minutes almost. It's kind of crazy. On Casting Workbook, there's audition stuff for A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. That's like the only show I've actually seen on Broadway. So that's like a big deal for me anyway. You're a die squid. Okay, I'm gonna submit for Sabella. I feel like Phoebe is more like around my age, but I don't fit the ingenue really. So I'm gonna go for Sabella because she's literally, it says character mezzo, and I'm like, yeah girl, that's me. This is exciting. Who was that? That sounded like a big fart, bro. This is exciting. But this is a union production, so there's like a fat chance I won't even get an audition, but that's fine because I don't even care. Here we are. So there's a Shakespeare one. Are you okay? Bless you. I'm gonna use my intense like blue headshot because Shakespeare. Okay, I'm gonna apply to this. This is on Backstage, even though I said I wasn't gonna go to it. I kind of just like kissed ass in this cover letter. I'm gonna read it because like this is not a normal thing. It's specifically for gaming and basically using your body and your face so they can animate and that stuff, which is super, super cool. This is what I wrote. Hi, I am so glad to see a posting like this. I am always astounded by the animations in modern games and would absolutely adore seeing it from behind the scenes. I love using my body to tell a story with movement, so I think this job would be such a fun experience. I would love to participate in the storytelling of some of the world's best games. I have received a lot of responses to all of the things that I submitted for last night, which is a lot of stuff. So I have 6 different flagged emails. Okay, so I am just going to start out this section by saying I just got off of a FaceTime call with a possible commercial opportunity, and it would be paid. It's for a commercial that surrounds around like improv and comedy and involves like historical figures and whatnot, and honestly it would be such a great opportunity for me to participate in that. And they're looking at me specifically for the Joan of Arc character. That is like nuts. But I could maybe do that. I could do that. That just happened and that went really well, and it was kind of like a crazy experience. But I think I should also catch you up on the fact that I have like 6 auditions in the next like 5 days, like from Friday to Monday, and one of those is going to be a self-tape, so I do have to configure that into my schedule. Tomorrow is going to be hell. I work from 8 to 2 tomorrow, then immediately from work I'm gonna have to get on the bus and go all the way to the other side of the city to get to a student film audition. As soon as that audition is finished, I have to get back on a bus, get downtown, and go to my second audition tomorrow, which is at 5:30. The first one's at 4:10, second one's at 5:30. So I have a bit of time in between. I should have enough to get there. It's another non-paid short film. I had to actually request a later time because they originally gave me the slot of 4:25, and I was like, that was perfect timing. Thank you, computer. The last section of my last video, I've gotten so many responses, and that's why I have so many auditions this weekend, and it's just honestly gonna be insane. That's what I have tomorrow, and I'll keep you updated on all this, obviously. Why do I have to keep saying that? I don't know. This one is actually one I vibe with. Like, I really would want to play this. It's a dark comedy. There's only 2 pages of sides, so it's not actually that much, and I should be fine. This is like the role that I'm like, yes, I can do that. That is like what I want. Yes, give me, please. This is now audition number 4. I will be auditioning for another short film. They've given me the time of 11:50 a.m. but I haven't gotten my schedule yet for work, and the thing is I don't want to have to keep calling my manager every single time I need like a favor from her. Like, if I called her this week, this would be 4 weeks in a row of calling her and being like, I can't work with me, or can you schedule me this time instead of like, I just really don't want to inconvenience her. This one's also just 2 pages of sides, so it's not actually that many as well. And then on Monday, that's my 5th audition. I have an audition for a theater production of Hair. That is happening at 7:45 p.m. and I will actually be singing. I just figured out what I'm singing because I suck! So I have picked, with the help of my vocal teacher, she actually suggested one of these to me. You Don't Own Me, made famous by Leslie Gore, and also a song from the musical Bear called All Grown Up, which is a pop opera, so it's like contemporary musical theater, but also it's like rock and like pop based. But also the reason I picked that song is because the character in that song is pregnant at the time, and the character I'm auditioning for Hair is pregnant. I think I'm clever sometimes. Okay. I can't remember if I mentioned this already, but I have been contacted again by the guy I met with in person and have kind of made like a professional business sort of relationship with, and he's written me into a comedic PSA, which is real cool. They are planning to hopefully do it sometime soon, literally a page long, because like a PSA is kind of like a commercial in a sense. It's just for fun, like it's not paid, and it's not gonna end up on like the TV because it's literally just, it's a joke, but it is something I could end up putting in my reel or whatnot if I wanted to. And there is literally me and another girl, and that's all who would be in it. That's really all I have to say. I'm also partially holding off on the submitting for stuff, so this weekend's gonna be nuts, and I'll let you know how things go. So I'm finally sitting down and going to be talking about my weekend that was pretty freaking crazy. So this weekend, as of right now, I have done 5 auditions, all of which were in person, so I had to physically get myself there, which in my situation has kind of been at least an hour each time. I had 2 on Friday, and the first one I had was for a student film for Humber. After my experience trekking all the way out there, Humber is literally in the West End and I'm in the East End of Toronto. So it's really out of my way to even bother going there. So now that I've had like a lot of responses for non-paid stuff, I've actually turned 2 auditions down now because 1, I couldn't make them, and 2, it was just far too much. One of them was York, and the other one I think was another Humber one. So both of them are way out of the way. At this point, I don't think I'm going to be submitting for any more Humber or York student films because of how freaking far it is. Coming from my house and getting there to either Humber or York will take me probably about 2 hours. That's too much for an audition that maybe lasts 5 to 10 minutes. Friday, I trekked down to Humber as soon as I was finished my work shift, which finished at 2 o'clock. And the audition I had was at 2:10. I made good time. I got there pretty freaking early. I got to go in a little early because the person who was right before me didn't show up on time, so I got to go in, I think, like 10 minutes early or slightly more than that. That was like a movement sort of based audition. I felt sort of awkward in it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not vibing this. This isn't like, not something that I think I'd do well at. I haven't heard back from them, and I'm not surprised because like I was kind of in like, I don't like this is weird and I feel weird. The next audition I went to was at 5:30, and it was Greenwood area, which is sort of closer to my end because it's not really downtown. I don't really go to that area very much, so it took me kind of a while. I had to call the guy and be like, hey, I'm on my way. It's 10 minutes. I hope I'm like probably gonna be like 15. Sorry for being late, but he already knew I was at an audition before, so it's not like I didn't try to get there on time or was doing something weird. They basically were upfront and said, so we're having you read for this character, but we're really looking at you for like a number of characters and seeing which one we think you're gonna fit best by you just reading these lines. So I read the lines twice through, and then they gave me like a note, and then I did it again, applying the note. I heard back from those people, I think that night. They told me that they were offering me the role of the teacher. The teacher isn't whose lines I read. The teacher is like a semi-small role, like it's not actually that small, so it's something for my demo reel. The next audition I had was for a dark comedy. It was downtown. I auditioned for these people. These people are planning to have callbacks in the middle of November and then shoot in January. Honestly, that role and those lines really, I was like, yes, I fit this. It's a dark comedy, and comedy is like, that's what I like. It's what I'm good at. And because it's dark, like, that's a plus too. So I tried out for that, and I honestly felt like my audition went really, really well. But like, the people on the panel were laughing, all of them. So that was a good sign. Haven't heard back from them, but I have only heard back from those other people that I just said. Next audition I had was kind of chill. I had to go downtown, and it was sort of, they had rented a place up on like the upper level of like a pub bar thing. I felt bad for them because they got double booked and there was a party going on at the same time, and they weren't aware until they got there that they had been double booked. So they actually brought me into like a small hallway and like just got me to do the lines and in there. I did it twice as well, I believe. And then I had an audition today for Hair at Heart House, and I think the audition went pretty well. They didn't get me to sing both songs. They also said that they've mostly been getting people to only sing like one song anyway, so I'm not really worried about not singing both songs. I ended up picking the song that showed my acting abilities a bit more. It also shows my vocals off a bit more, but that was also the musical theater piece. But it's basically about a girl who is 17 years old and pregnant. She's talking to actually the sister of the guy who got her pregnant. It's kind of emotional. I really like that song. Okay, so I don't really have very much else to mention. I think I'm mostly good for like explaining these auditions. What'd you do? You want a treat, buddy? You gotta come up. Good boy. Anyways, I'm pretty much done for this segment. I hope you enjoyed. I don't usually plug the whole like, subscribe thing, but because I've posted, well, this is my 5th vlog now, I might as well do that. Like and subscribe to my channel because this seems to be like a thing that might stick. Remember back in 7th grade, endless games of truth or dare, double dates to Shay's Arcade. When I close my eyes, I'm there. I think my mother took this picture back when we were all just friends. Memories that fade and flicker, burn again as I pretend. Feel it, how it grows inside me, swirling ball of anguished cries. Haunted, daunted, so unwanted. Feel its anger in me rise. Dream a dream, then dash another. Life is there to interrupt. Someone out there to call my mother. Look at me, Mom, I'm all grown up. Look at me, I'm all grown up. Little eyes and big decisions, who to tell and where to go. Follow someone else's vision or trust my own, 'cause I don't know. Am I supposed to love this child? Is it just that simple then? Tell me how this change will happen. Tell me how and tell me when. Tell me how and tell me when. Dream a dream, then dash another. Life is there to interrupt. Someone out there tell my mother. Look at me, I'm all grown
sit down.